you have to realize what odds we are against. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over 5 simple steps that you guys can actually take advantage of today to be able to actually boost your credit score. Now, these aren't hacks, these aren't gimmicks. I'm gonna show you guys real proven strategies that I've actually used to be able to boost it. Let's get after it right now. So I'm gonna show you guys how you guys can boost your own credit score within 30 days or less. Stick around to the end of this video because I'm gonna be giving you guys special bonus tips that I only share with my clients. So stick around and I'll see you guys at the end of the video. Whether you guys are looking for better interest rates to buy a house, to go ahead and get a car, or simply even leverage credit to be able to get business credit, having good credit is essential to our everyday life. Nowadays, a lot of lenders are even using credit for such things such as job employment, also being able to determine your interest rates and also determine how high of an insurance premium you guys are going to pay. So before I go ahead and jump into actually step 1, if you guys can please do me a huge favor and subscribe, and make sure you guys tap the bell notifications below to get updated on all latest videos that we're dropping. Hardest financial literacy channel. Do I need to say more? So the first step that you guys are gonna have to take is checking your credit reports. 2 out of 3 Americans, which equates to about 67% of all Americans, have an error on their credit report. And most of us, we really don't know because of the fact we don't know what to look for. Now, whenever you guys are scrolling through your credit report, I want you guys to look at all 3 credit bureaus. So we have the 3 major credit bureaus. We have Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, right? Now, these are the main 3 credit bureaus. They're going to be governing your credit report. So what happens is that whenever you guys get a credit card, a home, a loan, whatever it may be, these lenders often send a monthly report every 30 days to these credit bureaus in order to update them. So this actually is going to go ahead and generate your actual credit report. And your credit report, what I would look at it as trade lines, and trade lines simply mean your relationship with the lender, right? So it's basically like, if I loan you money, how good of a borrower are you to be able to actually loan me that money back? That's all credit reports detail, and that's all those accounts are. So what we're looking for are negative accounts, any late payments, any type of high utilization, any misspelled names, or any incorrect personal information. Believe it or not, having multiple addresses, having multiple misspelled names is actually the easiest way that you guys can go ahead and get denied for any type of credit cards or any type of credit products. So what I want you guys to do is thoroughly go ahead and actually get a copy of your credit report. You guys can actually get a free copy for my free annual credit report, or you guys can even sign up for Experian.com, Equifax.com, and TransUnion.com. Experian and Equifax are free, so you guys can be able to actually go ahead and look at your reports without needing to subscribe to a monthly payment. However, TransUnion, they do only have a subscription-based model, so I'd recommend you guys actually go to free annual credit report for your TransUnion report, if not all of them. Now, step 2 is to go ahead and actually check your utilization, and I want you guys to actually lower your utilization. My mentor often says that nobody has actual credit problem, we all have a money problem, right? Now what that simply means is that we're not necessarily so good at managing money, and we just go ahead and use credit in order to further our debt, and that's how credit card companies actually win against us. If you guys are not good at managing money, credit isn't going to be your issue. So being able to realize how your utilization is, and what I want you guys to do, I know there's gurus telling you 30%, this and that, right? I want you guys to get below 10%. And if you guys can even get 3%, hey, even better. What I want you guys to do, because I'm actually teaching you guys how to actually get wealthy, and that's exactly what the path that I'm on. So I'm only going to teach you guys what I actually would do myself. Now, with that being said, use your credit card just like your debit card, right? So if you guys only have $500 on your debit card, don't go ahead and spend and go on a Neiman Marcus trip and go ahead and spend $2,000-$3,000 on things that you cannot afford. Only spend what you guys can afford. Use your credit card like your debit card in order to be able to actually earn points and earn rewards. And believe it or not, you're actually more protected as far as if any fraud occurs on a credit card. So that's exactly why I recommend using your credit card, but always make sure to pay your monthly payment on time. And I know a lot of people often say, oh, you shouldn't pay off your balance all the way to zero. That's not good. Well, that's actually not true, right? You actually can pay off your balance to zero, but the thing is, you don't want to leave it at zero for over 6 months, because then it's going to get kicked out of the FICO algorithm, which is going to determine your overall credit score. So if you guys are going to pay it off to a zero balance one of those months, right before the 6 months, go ahead and just spend gas, leave less than 1% if you really would like, and then be able to actually have that reporting, because the algorithm likes to pick up to be able to see what type of data. Because if you give it a $0 balance for over 6 months, it's going to determine that that card is not necessarily active, and it's going to actually kick it out of the algorithm. So what I want you guys to do is to go ahead and actually look at all of your utilization, look at all of your revolving credit cards, figure out a strategy on how you guys are going to pay it down, right? There's two different ways. There's a snowball method and there's the avalanche method. So the snowball method is actually a method that people use in order to pay off the smallest limit credit card or the smallest debt credit card, and then being able to graduate to go ahead and pay off the higher debt credit card that they're currently in. Now, this is really good because it just incentivizes you and gives you more confidence whenever you pay off the smallest amount of debt that you have in order to be able to tackle bigger and bigger debts. Now, the avalanche method is usually used whenever you guys go ahead and actually pay off your highest debt credit card, right? And then you be able to go ahead and take down the smaller and smaller debt credit cards that you have. So you pay off the credit card that has the highest debt on there in order to be able to graduate to a smaller debt credit card, and then so forth and so on. So those are two ways you guys can go ahead and build out a strategy. Don't go ahead and overspend. Don't go ahead and get into debt. Remember, these credit card companies are charging you interest significantly for every month that you guys don't pay it off in full. Now, step 3 is to become an authorized user. Now, what that simply means is that you can go ahead and piggyback off of another individual's credit card, and what you would do is simply ask them if you can go ahead and be able to be an authorized user. So oftentimes, authorized users, they'll put you on the credit card. Again, I want you guys to be responsible borrowers. So just simply tell them that you don't want the credit card, you just simply want the history. Because if you're savvy enough, you'll know exactly what to do with that history to be able to build up your credit report, and then you can be able to leverage that to apply for another credit card. That'll be your own, right? So an authorized user is an absolute great way to be able to actually boost up your credit score. And oftentimes for my clients, I often recommend that, say for example, if they have any kids, any type of young adults, before they turn 18, go ahead and actually put them as an authorized user, so they'll go ahead and get all of your history. I've even had family members and all that put me on as an authorized user. Say for example, all of their history, such as about 21 years of their history, actually got put onto my credit report, and that's almost as long as I've been alive. So it really helps out, and that age and that history is really going to be able to boost your credit score. But one thing I would say, one disclaimer, is that don't go ahead and get put on an authorized user for somebody who's not a responsible borrower, because just like you'll get all of their good credit, you'll also get all of their bad credit. And make sure you guys go ahead and monitor that every single month, because at any point in time, life can happen to that person. And say, for example, they get a high utilization or even just get a late payment, right? So that's a really bad thing, and you guys want to be able to be conscious of that. Now, step 4, pay your bills on time, guys. Just pay your bills on time, right? You have a $200 AT&T bill, don't wait until you think you're gonna have the money. If you have the money right away, just pay it off and go run up some more money. Stop trying to go ahead and just save on certain aspects. Stop trying to avoid paying your bills because of the fact we know what happens, right? We think that we're gonna get some more money. Another thing happens and pops up in our life, and then we're backed up, and so we can't even pay that initial bill, right? And so what happens is that initial bill actually will end up turning into a collection if you guys don't pay it off in 6 months. That's usually the mark that most lenders will go ahead and put your account into collections. Now, you can definitely get it off as far as being able to dispute properly using the Fair Credit Reporting Act. However, why go through that hassle if you could have just paid it off in the first place? So this step is definitely just dry cut. Nothing more I can say on this one. Just pay your bills on time, guys. So step 5 is actually going to be to use your credit wisely. I often see a lot of times we get stuck in these jams and we say, for example, we're at Macy's, Neiman Marcus, whatever it may be, and the register is like, hey, do you want to open up a credit card? You can be able to save this, and that, right? Please don't do it because of the fact, just because you're in a jam, you don't need those store cards. A lot of times, those store cards are just going to sit on your credit report, and they're often looked at as lower level accounts because of the fact that you guys can't use them outside of the store. So I highly recommend that you guys go ahead and actually keep a budget of what you guys actually spend, right? Figure out what you spend and then go ahead and actually figure out what credit cards to get based off of your spending habits. So for example, I know that I go to restaurants a lot. So if I'm gonna go ahead and actually go to restaurants, I'm gonna go ahead and get a credit card that gives me the most points per dollar for every dollar that I spend at certain restaurants. Now, if you guys spend a lot on gas, which a lot of people do, and spend a lot on groceries, then go ahead and get credit cards that are more incentivized to be able to go ahead and actually get you guys those higher points per dollar whenever you guys spend. You're gonna spend the money regardless, so why not get the most buck for your dollar as far as being incentivized to get those higher limit points per dollar. And so what I want you guys to do is, instead of applying for new credit cards, learn how to manage your own credit cards really well. What I recommend for most people is to be able to have 3 everyday credit cards that you guys can use. Manage those credit cards really well, and every 90 days, go ahead and ask for a credit line increase. As long as you guys are paying your bills on time with the less than 10% utilization and having good credit, you guys should be able to be eligible for a credit line increase every 90 days. So for the most part, these steps are actually going to really help you guys being able to boost your credit score in 30 days or less. Now, since you guys stuck around to the end of this video, I actually have a special bonus tip that I actually use with my clients. So what I recommend you guys to do is to add as many credit builder accounts as you guys can, right? So for example, you guys can be able to add Tomo Credit, Rent Reporters, which actually reports your rent, Boom Pay as well, that reports your rent. You guys can also add other self-builder accounts such as Credit Strong, which actually have $5,000 to $10,000 installment loans. The key to boosting your credit score is to give the algorithm as many positive data points that you possibly can within a short period of time. It's how you actually boost it really quickly, right? So if you guys are wanting to boost it within 30 days or less, so for the most part, each account takes around 30 days to be reported on your credit report. If you guys want to boost it up within that next cycle, then I would add as many positive accounts that you guys possibly can. So when you guys actually get that refreshed, updated credit report, you guys will see a bunch of new positive accounts and your FICO score should shoot up through the roof. And so I really hope this video was valuable. If you guys got a lot of gems, please make sure, do me a favor, subscribe and tap the bell notifications below. And if you guys love this video, please share this with at least 5 of your friends so you guys can all grow together and along your journey to be able to be more financially literate. It's all Blue Hassan. I'm gonna see you guys at the top. Appreciate you guys for watching. Let's get it.